Hey YouTube, it is 12:24 midnight in Atlanta, Georgia. The city's probably crying at this point. You know, we were really expecting to bring that Super Bowl to Atlanta, but it came up short. But you know what? If Atlanta won, that would have been a high moment temporarily, but my money would still be the same. It's not like I had invested any sums of money to the game. And I even read that someone even bet $1 million in Vegas for Atlanta to win. So there's somebody out there that is way worse off than me right now to lose $1 million. But you know what? It was a good game. I didn't see it. I just heard it on the radio. I did Grubhub from 11 a.m. till about 11:30 p.m. And of course, from 11 to 2, it was pretty slow. I did what? At that point, at 2 o'clock, the first 3 hours, I only did what? Maybe 2 or 3 orders. And it wasn't any big, huge, humongous orders. It wasn't like I was picking up, $200-$300 orders. So that's how that went. And then, of course, I was out of the normal delivery zone. Now, most people know me personally, I always go to my usual spot, North Drew Hills, Emory, La Vista, someplace 5-7 miles from home, and just concentrated on that area. Decatur, but Grubhub just took me out of my element. I was started off going to Dunwoody and Quiznos, and they gave me a pretty good tip with that. And then after that, I went to pick up this other order at some place called Big Dave's Philly Cheesesteak. It's right next to a gas station. Let me tell you about that place. Now, there was nobody in there. It was, I went there twice today. The first time I went, I had picked up, it was a small order. The person left $1.25 tip. So at first I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take those small tips. I was trying to make my way back to my normal area. But I was stuck up there in Dunwoody, Peachtree Corners, up in that part of town, which is not far, but, I could gauge the area that, it was just, I don't know. So I had rejected the order, and then they turned around and gave it right back to me. I tried to reject it again. So when they sent it to me for the third time, I said, well, God damn it, I might as well go ahead and take this order, since it seemed like I was the only one that was in the area. So when I got there, I called customer support or driver support, and I told them that I had rejected an order, the same order from the same customer twice, and I wanted to know how it was going to affect my guarantee. Now, as some of you know, you have to sign up with blocks for Grubhub. You just can't drive when you want to turn on the app and just start working. You have to sign up for blocks because, number one, that's how they just, the system will page or send out orders to drivers rather than just putting everybody out there. And I could see their reasoning behind it, because if people were to just openly work when they want to, and they were to go to certain areas they felt that it was too far or the payment is too low, they're not going to do it. They're going to reject it, and then therefore the customer would never get their order. So I guess they feel that, you got to sign up for blocks of time, 2-3 hour blocks or whatever the schedule is. And then Grubhub will at least compensate you $10 per hour minimum guarantee if you don't make the guarantee. So at that point, it was going on a little bit after 2. And I said, usually in 3 hours, I usually take about 4 deliveries. I can usually do about 4 deliveries in 3 hours. If it's a really good day, then I could do it like 5. But that's if I was, doing multiple stack orders or batch orders, or I'm in a very small area and I'm not driving from one end of Atlanta to the next end of Atlanta and driving all over the place. Or I go to, say, Taco Mac, and I get there and they're so behind or backed up that I'm waiting for 15 minutes for the order to be fixed. So that's what happened. So basically, I ended my day with a total of 10 orders. And so that means I got about $30 because they paid $3 per delivery plus mileage plus whatever tips. So I started trying to calculate how much of my tips were. So I would say that, I don't know, maybe I made it close to $100. If I made the guarantee, I did basically 11 hours. I think it was 11 hours. It was from 11 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. And I had 2 hours in between that I had a break in between. And I took it because it was too much. I was starving. Oh, let me go back to Big Dave's. So I went back to Big Dave's for the second time, and I went in there. There was nobody in there. It was like one girl in there eating her sandwich, and the other guys fixing the order that I was supposed to pick up. So I asked them, I would like to place an order for myself. I was starving. They said, we can't fix orders for customers, for drivers. We're supposed to be working. I looked at him like, whose policy is that? Well, that's my policy. I said, I'm a customer. It doesn't, it wouldn't have taken him no longer or no good, for them to have only one they weren't fixing multiple orders. They didn't have a whole bunch of Uber Eats pinging, and they were just so busy. Oh, well, you could come back and you could place an order. I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Because the same way he was fixing that customer's orders, he could have fixed an order that I was going to pay for. It wasn't like someone was asking for free food. So I said, you know what? You ain't got to worry about me patronizing that place. And I always wanted to go back there to eat there before. But I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. That's why I can't patronize Black folks. Because, if I went into a white establishment and if they weren't busy and they were just fixing only the order that I was going to pick up, and I said, oh, can I place an order? They would have just, okay, what would you like? They would have fixed my order. I would have paid for it. They would have got another sale. I don't work for you. I'm contracted. It means I have an option to accept an order or not. Well, you just can't cancel the order. He's not trying to get us stink. But you know what? I'm going to contact the owner, whoever this Big Dave's is. I'm going to contact him. Because you know what? People don't realize just because you go there as a driver to pick up food, you're not delaying. That person is not going to get delayed for their delivery. Not one iota bit. Well, you can come back. You know what? What I should have done, I said, okay, fix my order. And then after that, call you and tell you, okay, fix me 2 big sandwiches for me to take home. And then turn around, what? Would that mean you would have fixed my order? I don't see the lot. Now, like I said, if they were busy and they just had a whole bunch of orders they had to do, and I came in there and said, okay, I make an order, and then then I could understand. But nobody there, nobody. Make my own dang sandwich. Personally, to be honest with you, I need to start spending some of my money. That's what I need to do. You try to patronize businesses while you're out and about. I'm gonna keep fine. You just did me a favor. I think their price is probably a little bit too high anyway. Shoot, it ain't all that. I just do it because I was starving, and I need to start bringing my own snacks and lunches when I'm doing all these long 8-10 hour rides on, deliveries. But hopefully tomorrow I made the guarantee, because Grubhub, I don't know. They like to play these little games at times. You work 10, 12 hours, and if you only made, say, I'm on the brinks of making about $50. Sometimes I be thinking they manipulate their system to say, well, we showed you missed 3 orders. I'm looking dead at my phone the whole entire time when I'm driving. All that time I'm driving, I know why the hell I'm going to work for 10, 12 hours all day and not work towards the guarantee. Why would I do that? Why would I would turn off my app. I would sit there and log right off and go home. Why would I waste my time? So hopefully tomorrow it won't. So tomorrow at 8 o'clock, when the payments come out, it's best that I better make that 100, or what is it? 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I better make that $100. Better. I better get that $100. I better make over $100. If I didn't make over the guarantee of 100, I better be at least 100. Y'all just don't know how I feel. Y'all just don't know. But wait a minute. This title says basic tax preparation. No viewers. This is the first time I've ever recorded live. They say you can do up to an hour. Well, I'm not going to talk up for an hour. But anyway, I'm just rambling. Okay, what else is going on in the world of ride sharing? Well, I got a new gig. I did a new gig, which is mystery shopping. Now, it's not the typical mystery shopping that one may think, that you go into the store, you buy something, and then you go out and they reimburse you back for the item you spent. Some of these mystery shops has become a little bit more sophisticated in terms of the money you can make. So there's 2 companies that I work with. I work with this company called Bestmark, and then this other company called TrendSource. And I've done both of them like last week. And I would say I probably made a good, between both, I haven't yet added up how much I'll be making, but I think it's about a little bit over $100 for the few hours that I've done it. But let me go ahead and explain each one of them. TrendSource basically has different kinds of mystery shops you could do. You could be a healthcare compliance specialist, Medicaid, Medicare specialist. That means that you go to some of these places that they hold information sessions to help people with Medicaid or Medicare. And you go there to an informal session and you make sure that they are compliant to the Medicare program and information that they're giving out. And they pay about $23, $23, something like that. So I haven't done one yet. I'm supposed to have one on Tuesday. I got one scheduled to go out there Tuesday. It's to do a mystery shop. The other one, mystery shops I've done. Now, I also done this thing with Trend Source where I do price audits for Publix and Sprouts at supermarkets. And what it is that I go to the stores and I have on my app, and I'm supposed to go and verify prices that's in these two supermarkets. And I get paid 12 cents per item that's verified. Now, let me tell you, I thought it was so easy, but I had signed up for over, I think I signed up for like 20 something missions or something like that. I don't know. I can't even explain it. But anyways, basically, it was like auditing the entire store. And you're supposed to do that in a matter of days, not just one day. So I must have got it all mixed up. I'm thinking, okay, this is only going to be about a few minutes. No, I clicked on and signed up for so many that it turned around. I went to Sprouts on Friday because I didn't sign up for any blocks with Grubhub. And I was there 4 hours, if not longer, trying to verify this whole entire department. And then you're not there. You're supposed to be there like undercover, I guess you could say. You're not supposed to be there. Say, I'm here to do an audit on your store, and we call it verify prices. No. So basically, in a nutshell, each mission that I completed, say I was in the produce department, organic, I'm verified prices, and it may have about 80, 100 items. So at 22 cents, 12 cents an item, at one time when I had finally figured out how to input information, because once you finish and scan all the information, or if you can find it, or if you can't find it, or if they don't have it available, you skip it. And I had like a whole roll of missions as I was submitting them, and some of them, and one of them was like $40 that I'm gonna get just for confirming all these prices, and then $12, $11. So I guess a couple of weeks, so by the end of the week, when once it's verified, because it also shows you when you enter the store, like it will GPS say you came into the store. It will tell you exactly what day you came, what time you came to that store, and when you left. So that's how that goes. But just like anything, you're not going to make big money out of this, but it's put it this way, it's a good ways of making some money to at least have money for gas money, or little pocket change or whatever the case may be. But it could be pretty lucrative, I can tell you that. And some of them is also going to, one shop also is going to the housing authority, like HUD, and you're supposed to be verifying. If you go to people's homes, you ask them, take some pictures, and you confirm some information, and that pays like $25, $25 to $30. And it's only about not even an hour of work, So I've seen some of the shops they pay, I've also had a couple of them where I call a car dealership and I'm supposed to call them on the phone, like I'm interested in buying a new car. And then I'm supposed to inspect the report, and then I get paid $3. And that's probably about 10 minutes talking on the phone with someone about I want to buy a new car, you asking them little questions. So that's pretty good. And then I had one for Best Buy. I go to Best Buy and do a shop on that, and they pay about $12. So I've had some very interesting mystery shops that I've done. I went to a gun store that paid about $23, $24. So it's pretty interesting, the mystery shops. But I'm going to leave my referral or links to the companies that I work with. And if anyone's interested in signing up, feel free to, better yet, leave me your email You can email me, tsmallwood68@gmail.com. Or if you look at this comment, just leave a comment of this video with your information. I could send it to you. But I'm still in working process on how to include links on my videos. I just finally figured out how to do this live. And I'm on Google Hangouts. So that's pretty good. I'm just rambling. I've been rambling for the longest. But now I'm still waiting for my 1099s from a couple other places. Now, the law or the IRS rules is that companies are required to give your 1099s or W-2s or anything like that by January 31st. So this being February 4th, or no, it's the 5th. So I should be getting a lot of these things in the mail. And in a couple weeks, I'm going to do a live demonstration, a live broadcast on the taxes for the ride sharing companies that we all work with. So a lot of times, a lot of people, I look at a lot of people's videos, and they mention things about, oh, I could take off the mileage, or you could take off you could deduct the gas, and you can't do both. Let me get that straight. You cannot take mileage, and you cannot take those deductions of all those different items. Now, I know a lot of you may say, oh, I know I racked up 20,000 miles in a year. There's no way. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Because I worked at the IRS, so I know. They're not gonna let you take 20,000 miles, point blank. So if any one of y'all who think you could even put 10,000 miles and try to claim that, is limited. It's limited. And for those who does this part-time, or you have another job, you gotta, a lot of times, a lot of people think you could take miles for those driving. You can't take, that's gonna be real, I ain't gonna say tricky, but if you have another job and you only do this part-time, and say you did it for the whole year, most likely you're going to be audited if you take those miles, because you cannot take mileage from work, from your home to your regular work. You got to exclude that. You also got to account for the fact that if you do this part-time and you have another job, another thing is they say, okay, that car you have, you're not going to be able to depreciate or take a depreciation on that, because your car is not just used solely for business. It's not like you're a full-time driver and you drive and that's your only car. See, that's why if you do this full-time, or you do it long enough, or you do many hours, and I'm going to start doing this myself, to be honest, is that I'm going to start, I already have my federal tax ID number, and I'm going to establish myself as an LLC. So all these gigs I'm doing, mystery shopping, Uber Eats, Grubhub, whatever other adventures or business adventures I'm doing, I'm just going to separate that. I'm going to apply that under my business LLC and just separate that all together, because you get a better tax advantage right off when you do it like that versus filing it under your 1040. And if you go ahead and just do a LLC and follow your federal tax ID number, which you could go to the irs.gov website, apply for a federal tax ID number. You'll get one immediately online, and then they'll mail you one. They'll mail you the copy, and then you want to keep that. So I need to find mine. I know mine is in the car somewhere probably. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to register a business with the state of Georgia, pay $150 or whatever, and just be an LLC. And just separate all of my business income expenses and file basically a corporate income tax return versus, say, filing it under my regular returns that I normally would with the W-2. But anyways, I'm gonna tell y'all now, you can't file and claim mileages and expenses. And if you try to claim those lot of miles, I hope you kept track of a mileage book. I'm not talking about those apps. I know a lot of people talk about, the app, and you just switch it and put it in whatever, and they'll break it down. You have a blueprint and digital blueprint. I heard someone say that one time. It's no good having a digital footprint because the IRS doesn't have those capabilities of accepting that kind of information. They want you to actually show dates, start of the odometer, ending, the whole 9 yards. Now, maybe some apps do that, and that'd be good. But like I said, that's questionable. That's going to be real questionable because anybody could get an app and just say, okay, you know what, I'm going to turn on an app. I'm going to say this is all business and just, and start, manipulating those apps. So that's why I'm just telling y'all, they just have a very sophisticated way of knowing. They know. So just realize that if you have a regular job and you working Uber on the side and they just don't put it that way. And then for those, let me also tell y'all another thing. For those who get those cash tips, and y'all been making these videos talking about, ooh, look at this, I got cash tips. And you displaying it every single day. You talk about I get $60 a week in tips. And you sit up in here on YouTube making such claims. Trust me, they have their ways. They have their ways of knowing. So it ain't always good to be bragging about, flashing money, talking about, oh, look, I made all these money in tips. And then when you turn around and you file a tax return, you ain't got not near penny that you claim tips on. I didn't make anything last year. I only did 6 months. And 6 months, I did group Uber for 6 months, then switched to Uber Eats. And then I started working these other companies, and I ain't did them that long. So, I know I'm already going to be at a negative off the bat. I think my 1099 with Uber, if I last recall seeing it, I think it was like $5,000. I probably spent that amount of money in gas. But that's probably going to be the standard deduction for those business expenses for me anyway. So that's what's going to happen. But hopefully, once I do my return, break it down, and start putting everything in order. I'm going to start broadcasting my tips and preparation. Now, I know a lot of y'all want to go say y'all got an accountant. So go right ahead, but accountant is no more good doing an accountant. Say, oh, my hair is growing. An accountant does no more better if you first begin your own preparation and bring it yourself and have things in order for them to work with. Otherwise, giving somebody a whole box of receipts and a whole bunch of information, it's only so much they're going to do with that. So you have to prepare yourself in terms of giving them the information you need. And, I know a lot of people say, I use my credit card and I got all of these statements and blah, blah, blah. What, who knows? And please don't go out there and take notes, don't dang on loans. To buy, I want to get $1,200 and let me go ahead and get it. And then, don't do that. I've seen too many people, particularly us, get into that stupid habit. Going to just because you get these earned income credit and child tax credit, and you getting $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and you ain't even work name one other than these little fast food places just to get the earned income credit. And talk about, I need money for my kids. Now that Trump's in office, all those little free credits and welfare things are going to be gone. No more. No more. Let me tell you, they're going to start cracking down on a lot of that crap that I've been seeing for years. People getting 5, 6, 7,000, borrowing other people's kids. I ain't getting nobody permission to clean my kids. And then, it's amazing how people fight over kids when it's tax season. That just make no damn sense. He ain't take care of no kids, and I ain't pay child support. You heard it all. I guess that's the main reason what drove me batty, because I heard it so much. And you get desensitized when you hear this crap. I'm going to tell you, a whole lot of people at the IRS, let me tell you now, since I'm not there no more, a lot of those people, they care less about your hardship, about your problems. Because, people ain't even making no money and get no pay raises, and they don't get paid that much as a government employee. So all that calling, sitting at home all day calling the IRS, where my refund, where my money, and when your shit get audited, then you want to play stupid. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, don't say I didn't tell you. And don't call me. Don't send me a message telling me, I got this letter and I didn't know. Because, see, I'm not giving free advice no more. I'm not going to do it. I've done it every year, People want to call, well, I got this issue going on and I want to know. And I know you said you used to work with them. But no. Nope. It ain't going to happen. Now, if you need some assistance, if you have any issues in terms of tax returns, you can hit me up. And I'm going to leave my information in the comment section once I edit this video, or we'll figure out how to do it. But if you want to choose to go on YouTube and listen to people say things that 99% of them is wrong, people think because they're the rideshare genius or rideshare whomever, and you write some blog and everybody got an opinion about what you could do, and I got the person, they knew that I do taxes, and if they don't have a tax preparer or enrolled agent, don't do that. Don't do it. You know, you're better off doing it yourself, to be honest. But anyways, I'm tired. Tomorrow, Atlanta will be waking up very sad. Falcons lost. But you know, they had a very good season, I can tell you that. And there's next year. They're a young team, and no one didn't expect them to pull it off anyway. But they just made common mistakes at the end. But they'll still make their millions. They'll still at this point they'll go on vacation a couple months and they'll be well off. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Bye.